It's hard to believe because it doesn't seem that long ago where I said, hey, I want to play the Assassin's Creed games. Well, I am 8 games in now. Is the formula getting old or is it still captivating me? That's what we're here to find out. This is Assassin's Creed Unity. Don't go away. So if you've been following my Assassin's Creed reviews, you would know this comes on the heel of Assassin's Creed Rogue, which was probably one of, if not my favorite Assassin's Creed so far. I know that's kind of unpopular, but... And listen, I've dogged on the Assassin's Creed games before for visually looking, you know, underpowered compared to other games releasing the same year. I have to straight up say right away, on the back of this game cover, it says... where'd it go? Explore a gorgeous new open world powered by a groundbreaking next-gen game engine. The difference between the last Assassin's Creed to this one is an insane bump, something I noticed quite immediately. It's almost as if the budget for Assassin's Creed games here got tripled or something. And new engine equals new gameplay. So what do we got? Well, really, it's not all good. The combat, at least combat-wise, I prefer older Assassin's Creed combat quite a bit. The combat in Unity here feels slower. Enemies feel spongier to kill. Moves are not as effective, and it kind of works out for boss fights, right? Because boss fights feel like boss fights now, but 99% of the enemies you face in this game are not bosses. Running and parkour is the core element of Assassin's Creed, and in the new engine, it's not that great. I really feel like the last couple Assassin's Creed games really perfected it. Everything was just flowing together so well. Here in Unity with the new engine, it's sort of reminds me of Assassin's Creed 1 where things are sticky again. Now, this could be a bait and catch scenario thing where I feel like the level design doesn't help here. Everything is extremely dense and crowded, so it could just be I'm running into shit like just because level design. But the good part of this new engine is there is actually some new mechanics here. In previous Assassin's Creed games, you just run and you sort of use the camera to aim where you want to go. But here, if you run and you hold X, at least on PlayStation, that means you want to go up. If you hold O, that will prioritize your character going downwards. And this actually works out really well, mostly for going down, because there's a lot of times where running on the rooftop and you want to get onto the street. In old Assassin's Creed, you just have to make a jump and your guy would roll on the ground. Here, you just hold O, hangs off building, drops down, nice and easy. Now, while combat was, sort of 50-50 and the running and parkour was, so-so, the rest of the gameplay for Unity here is pretty good. There's a sort of skill tree, skill bracket sort of thing. There's skill points to be allocated to, and game breaking, no, but it sort of, helps you customize your player and stuff. It is very basic stuff like upgraded health. You can unlock heavy attacks, which should have been in the game anyways. Use 2 phantom blades at once without reload. So some minor things, but nothing insane. Another thing here you can do in the customization menu is actually customize your character. And surprisingly, this is pretty ass in my opinion. This is, no matter what combination I came up with, this is by far the worst assassin outfit I've seen. It comes with stats like stealth and range and stuff. I don't know what these do because I went for a full stealth build, like everything on stealth max, and I never felt any sort of slim bonus I get while stealthing around. Side missions here are actually really good and worth your time. You walk up, you accept, you go do said object. It's almost always defend someone, assassinate someone. But the weird thing about these things is that it is extremely inconsistent. I had a side mission where I got 400 coin for doing it. It was a long mission. Like, you had to defend this guy for a long time while he walked seemingly around the entire town. But then I did a mission for 4 times that amount, for like 1500 for assassination, and that took me like 20 seconds. Because I jumped on the roof, jumped down, assassinate, leave. And I made like 4 times as much money in like 5 times less amount of time spent. So the balance of missions here, it's really just coming down to you walk up to the person, you see the amount of money, you see what they want. maybe it's worth your time or not. You also have tiny side missions like civilians, save civilians coming back, always one of the weird things that comes with the franchise. It's actually kind of good here because it is extremely simple. Do this a certain amount of times and you will gain a reward. The reward is not always absolutely mind-boggling, but it's kind of worth it. But the main thing that you'll be doing here, main missions, is actually the best part of the game. So the best part of the game is the majority of the game here, main missions. Assassination missions to be exact here. It's kind of like a play your own way Dishonored style. Every assassination starts you with on the outside of an area looking to the inside. It gives you a little cutscene of maybe you can go here, there's an option to get in here. The main objective though, assassinate someone, and it's usually inside a ginormous mansion or a fort.
If I could only get my hands on that guard.
Lovely party. You've outdone yourself this time.
Merci. Now pray excuse me, I need to see to my husband.
And this really does give you that assassination feel where you're like, yo, I gotta infiltrate this base, hopefully go undetected, find my way in, assassinate, and get out. And without a doubt, this was the best part of the game. Now, story-wise, Assassin's Creed Unity doesn't have a bad story. It's actually kind of good. It just also happens to be probably the worst story in the series so far. And that's just mainly due to the fact that I just don't like Arno, the main character. Arno and his consistently on or off girlfriend has her dad assassinated, and Arno is found at the crime scene and he is accused of murder. So to prove himself innocent, you follow the trail all the way back to the actual bad guy, part of the Templars, and that's pretty much the story. It's not bad, I just really don't care for Arno at all. He feels like the least assassin-y kind of assassin in the series so far, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't do anything to be an assassin. He just becomes an assassin just at will, it seems. And it kind of makes sense in the end where he gets kicked out of the Assassin's League because they just didn't want him there. The best part of the story is the real Romeo and Juliet situation you're in, because he was an assassin, she was a Templar. And really, this whole game's story and gameplay here is really saved by the final 15 minutes of the game really having a really strong ending. Please. At the end of the game, you're pretty much fighting like the main Templar guy, and he has like a lightning sword. Nobody asked me where he got this, but he shoots lightning out of the sword. There's actually an insane cutscene where you're trapped underneath the rubble and the chick runs to go kill the main villain by herself. And Arno's like, no, and you throw the rock, and the camera here is so impressive. I mean, it was so in the moment, momentum-wise. You get up, and I swear I've never slammed a sprint button harder in my life. I tried to run as fast as I could to save that chick. Ultimately, it's a scripted cutscene and she dies, but I mean, I hope it's a scripted cutscene. But this whole ending between that and the monologue at the ending with Arno kind of really captivated me, so it picks up points.
Begins and ends with ourselves.
Now, I mentioned the camera angle being really cool back there. You know, speaking of other visual things, like I said back at the game cover, it has new game engine and it shows. I gotta be honest, if you've been around my channel for long, you'll know that graphics, not that important at all. Hexen for the Nintendo 64 is my favorite game presentation-wise, the way it looks and sounds. It's a Nintendo 64 game. But sometimes I do have to mention graphics when they're this impressive. When Resident Evil 2 Remake came out, I was absolutely blown away. And Assassin's Creed Unity here maybe isn't on like some insane level that we've never seen before, but the upgrade from Rogue to Unity is just mind-boggling. But it's not like this game is carried on its presentation just by the graphics alone. There are some other, you know, good and some bad things. assassinating someone from the air kind of has not that great of a animation anymore. I don't know, you be the judge of this. But every other assassination animation, like sprinting up or just walking up stealthily, kind of got an upgrade. In previous Assassin's Creed games, when you assassinate someone of importance, you would get a sort of a cutscene. But for the first time, Unity actually changes that rhythm up here. It goes to when you assassinate someone, you get a flashback of basically their memories. I don't know how this happens, but it just happens. But the cool thing is how these cutscenes are styled. There's no way to describe it, so take a look.
Surely France deserves better.
What was that? Roy, clean up your mess, it's time.
Told you I could make him talk.
On top of this, soundtracks, 50-50. I feel like set-piece soundtracks embedded in cutscenes were there, very noticeable. Soundtracks when you're in gameplay, you know, walking around the city, you know, ambient soundtracks in the background, not really there, so give and take. So overall, for Assassin's Creed Unity, I'm kind of torn on this one. It's like a 50-50. It just doesn't have that Assassin's Creed spark. I really think that Arno is, you know, the weakest protagonist that I've played as so far in the series. It's also probably my least favorite setting. You know, there's just, you know, it's cool. It's interesting to see how many NPCs there are on the map. It's insane. And they're not all doing nothing. Like, there's random stuff happening. You can see people in the background doing stuff. But it just gets too crowded, and that's part of the parkour running problem here. Is everything is so condensed that you really can't feel like you can free run. But with Unity ending on such a high note with the end of the game, some decent upgrades thrown in around there, some customization, good mission structures, very impressive there. Even more impressive visuals, I gotta shout that out again. Even if Unity had the most jank and kind of glitches I had with Assassin's Creed, which is true, I've never had as many glitches in this game as before, some of them were kind of super funny.
Far be it from me to ignore an artist in need.
Almost there.
What the fuck is happening right now, dude? This guy is a crazy cart driver, holy shit. He's on one wheel! Dude, this horse is a tank! What the fuck? No wonder the guards are like, what the fuck's going on? Oh my god, dude. Oh. Okay. I gotta see this guy. Holy shit! What the fuck? So, with all that being said, 7.4 out of 10. So that's it. Assassin's Creed Unity is down. 8 Assassin's Creed games down now. That's Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood Revelations, 3, 4, Rogue, Unity. Syndicate is the next one, and then we get into basically what I believe to be a new era after that in Assassin's Creed, which would be like the Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla era. And then Mirage also. Like, I started this series of playing Assassin's Creed before Mirage even came out. I'm kind of interested to see where Syndicate goes. I know nothing on that game. I don't know the setting. I don't know anything about it. I wonder if it'll be Arno. If it's Arno again, I don't know if I'll be too happy about that. But I guess we'll find that out soon. For now, I'm your host, Sarah Planet Entertainment. Hope you enjoy this review. Peace out. What the fuck? That's so pointy. Oh my fucking god. What the? Okay, I thought he was landing in the street. I was like, you're gonna belly flop on the ground, man. What? What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half of that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.